Hi guys, so for today's Busted Out, you know, when I went through my last credenza, last video, not destashing, but organizing, getting rid of a couple things, more organizing than destashing, but I had come across my Tim Holtz Distress Crayons, right? So I have pretty much, I think this is all of them. Is there another set? Oh, you know what? I think there's another set. Huh. Anyway, I have the water reactive pigments here, and I don't know if they have different names. I would assume that they have, I think it's like pastels, and I don't remember the names. I'm sorry. And if I do have any links, affiliate links, they will be down in the description box, of course. And affiliate links means that if you purchase from those links, I will make a small commission that helps out with the channel and get more things to go over. But the point of Busted Out is that you already have these and you're going to bring them out and you're going to use them, okay? So I hope that's what we're doing. I mean, that's the whole point of Busted Out. Because, again, I mean, these, I bet you anything, are not even used. I don't even remember the last time I used them. This one looks like maybe it was poked at? I don't know. But, you know, you can do this with a lot of... Everybody has a crayon nowadays, it seems like. I don't even think Tim Holtz was the first one, but I didn't want to use these. But I have things like this. Oh, maybe that's the other set. I was like, I know there might be another set. Here it is. Okay, so I have 4 sets here. But this one came in this package. I think, I don't even remember where I picked this up, but this does come with all kinds of stuff. The black soot. It's a whole watercolor kit, supposedly, but, oh, you know what? I knew what I wanted to do, so I just brought out a piece of paper, but not everybody has this kit, and look at that. Dun, dun, dun. I totally forgot about this. I just grabbed everything that had to do with crayons. We also have like the Vicky Button art crayons. If you have maybe even the Recollections crayons, which I didn't really use. I remember these being a little bit different than Distress crayons, but you can do the same kind of thing with what I was thinking about doing here with a lot of these guys. And I already forgot what I wanted to do as far as design. What I was going to do is just take a blender and use this in that way. I mean, there's so many things you can do with this stuff. I'm not trying to go through everything you can do. Kind of like I was kind of showing some of the things that you can do with some of the other items that Tim Holtz has. Trying to think how I want to do this. Do I want to move this? Do I want to be on paper? Sure. So what I'm going to do is I have this little guy. Oh, look at my little bird. Maybe I should have used him too. We'll see. I have him here from before. And this is just a blending tool. I think this is the Crafter's Companion one, but the Tim Holtz one's very similar, and with just that little sponge on it. And I opened this up because I'm going to use the crayon on here. Ooh, I don't like where the lighting is at, but oh well. And I'm trying to think what I want to do. I want it to be more like fall colors. So maybe I do need this other set. And I also didn't want it to be too rich. Alright. Let's open this guy up, if I can even get this open. Really wanted to do today is to actually use them, and for me, Tim Holtz, a lot of his stuff is really just for making backgrounds, and I know a lot of times when he does the samples, he just does these backgrounds and then he doesn't make anything with it, and we're like, hey, can we do something? I'm gonna take this green and orange, rusty hinge, sorry, peeled paint. I would know better that it would just be called green and orange, right? And then maybe the lighter brown in here. Have you guys played with these? These are super old. They've been around for a while. And then I have just a piece of the heavy stamping card from Crafter's Companion, already cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And what we're going to do is put down some water. Just a little bit. I have just my little spray bottle with my name on it. You hear that squeaky, squeaky? I just wanted to moisten this a little bit. It doesn't have to be super wet, so I'm going to pat a little bit of it off. And I'm going to grab some stencils. And then I have something else that I haven't used in a long time, or probably ever, is these cute little Tim Holtz, the little flowers. So I'm thinking, let's make some. We haven't made flowers in a long time, at least I haven't. And especially on this newer channel, I haven't done that at all. So I just have a lot of stuff just in here. Some of it's kind of like weird, like this is just like words, but there's a stencil in here, so I figure throw it in here. I have tons of just kind of background stamps and cool stuff. And I just wanted to make a background. Of course, I'm probably going to end up with a Tim Holtz one. Let me see. Yeah, let's do this one. Not really what I was thinking about using, but that's okay. And I'm just going to go in. So I'm going to put down this orange color. And this thing is a little bit wet, right? And I want to pick this up see if that's gonna work. Let me see. My paper. I might need a little bit more water, and I need a lot more crayon. I don't know why I'm being so chintzy with it, especially since I never use them. Might as well use it up, right? I'm just trying to make sure this is wet again. Yeah, not too bad. Hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing over in this corner. I'm sorry. Ooh, that's much prettier. And I don't care if these colors mix. Obviously, we have the same thing. So I'm just going to put down the green. Let me see if this still... Maybe a little more moisture on it. And I'm just kind of dabbing in the water. Very little water, okay? Not too much. Now this can move. You can move it around. It doesn't have to stay exactly where it is. I'm just kind of putting some color in here. So this is a really basic, easy way of using these things. And now I'm going to put down the brown, which is called, oh, it's Vintage Photo. One of my favorite colors. Anyway, again, I'm going to pick up some of that water just to get that moving. And what that does is kind of liquefies your little crayon. If you weren't putting this on there, it'd just be much thicker, right? The look of it, which is fine. I mean, you can take this right to the stencil if you wanted, if you want chunkiness, but I kind of just wanted to do a little, and I'm probably going to get a little more of that Vintage Photo. And is it still wet enough? Is there, You can also spray the color itself, but you want it not to be super diluted. But again, you can do whatever you want. So I'm just getting a little more of that brown in there. I'm just going to bring it other spots just to make sure. And of course, it's going to be stark white underneath because of... Ooh, I like that. So I'm going to do is add a little more green, and I'm going to bring it over here on this side. Wait. No, yeah. I was like, can I just bring a different thing in? But no. So I want to use more of the green. And... And this, as you can tell, is different. I didn't match the pattern. I just brought it over and did what I feel like doing. And the same thing for over here. Maybe we'll even do it sideways. I'm going to do the orange because I feel like that pops a little more. Let's get some of that orange. Get a little more water. And I'm just holding it with my hand. You can always stick this down with whatever you want, but... Okay, I like it because it's a little more busy than it was just kind of flat earlier. And since this is just going to be the background, let's do... I'm going to bring a little brown in, and I'm just going to pick it up and just go around the edges. Again, you can do whatever you want with this stuff. You can use it however you like. Lots to do with it. I'm going to put a little more water. And I'm going to go poke around through some of my stamps and dies because, like I said, I wanted to use a Tim Holtz. I like that. Still a little too stark in the middle, but his little flowers, little tattered flowers. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is not what I was thinking about. I wanted to make my own flowers. I do not know what I did. Oh my gosh, all I did was turn around and here they are. I was like, I know I put them somewhere easily accessible. Darn it. Now I don't know what I want to do. Because then I moved on. I thought, you know what, I'll use these little guys and I'll color them with the stamps, you know, with the crayons. But now that I have these, which is exactly what I was looking for, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do, guys? These are like quilled flowers. I'll do this one another time. What I'll do is I'll still do this one that I was thinking about, and I will do the butterfly or whatever I was thinking about doing with that. And I was just gonna kind of leave it like grungy looking a little bit, but not really. So what we're gonna do is let's make some flowers. And so yeah, these are pretty cute. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just die cut like this out of some darker brown paper, and you know, it's not too anything we need to go over with each other here, but let me bring these guys out. These are really small. Oh my gosh, look how tiny some of these are. So this is the Thinlits, what's it called? Hold on. Small Tattered Florals, and I also have the larger ones. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead, I guess do what I was gonna do. And these are so tiny. These three look like they go together. That one, and this one. And oh, there's even smaller. This is ridiculous. I'm just gonna use the three larger ones because I really don't want to go in and look at this. Hold on, are these different? I feel like there's a couple different flowers here. So there's that guy, and this guy. So there's 6 of this, there's 4 of this, and 5 of this one. So I'm only gonna use 3 of that one because I don't want to do too much. But what I'm trying to say is, like, is this one? These are very similar to each other, but this one has more of a petal. This one's less petal, more petal. And that's how I can tell the difference. Like, this belongs to that guy, this belongs to this guy. Okay, so we're good. I'm just gonna cut out these guys in the same kind of paper. Now you can do this with thinner paper because it actually might make you a little flower that's a little more delicate, a little softer. And I know even Crafter's Companion in their old videos, they used to say just to use typing paper, which is like computer paper, right? Your printer paper. And it makes a really delicate flower. But I'm going to use the stamping card and basically just use my marquee and just cut these out. I don't need the texture like the embossing because I'm going to crunch them up anyway with water and all that. So I don't really care about that. But I'm going to run these through. And I will be right back. Okay, I ran them all through at the same time, but I put a piece of tape so they won't move. You know, however many layers you want to do on your flowers, you know, go for it. But again, if you wanted to emboss these, if you were going to do this in the marquee, you would put a piece of foam underneath here and run it through together. Otherwise, like I said, I'm going to crunch these up anyway, so I don't really care what happens there. And if you want 5 layers or 6 layers or 7 layers to your petals, do whatever you want. I'm just going to do 3 layer ones for now and see what that looks like. If it looks like I need more, then I will add more. Now I'm going to bring back my rubber mat. I'm just going to put it down like this, like we can just keep moving on. And so I used to do these a lot back in the day, things like this, and you can do whatever, you know. Basically, we just wet them and then crush them. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use this thing here, is give them a little bit of color with these guys first. So I'm just going to put down a lot of this crayon and get some of that water I just got on here. And I'm just going to do those like that. And I'm just going to kind of pounce this off a little bit, so not get too technical about this here. Get a little of that water. And I'm just junking these up. As you can see, it's no rhyme or reason. We're just going to do whatever we feel like. And so what I used to do back in the day is completely crunch it up in my hands. Now this one doesn't seem like it needs to do that, so I'm just going to mess with my petals. You can use tools, you can use ball tools to roll them or whatever you want to do. Again, I used to literally just grab them and do this. Okay, just crunch it up. Whatever you gotta do to give it some texture, it doesn't matter. You know. And then I'm gonna let them dry for a little bit. So I'm just gonna go through and mess with these. Again, if you have a ball tool, you can kind of roll it in the center there. Just do whatever you like. And I'm gonna let them dry just a little. I used to just stick them down while they were wet because that way it was even more pliable. I'm gonna cut out a few more flowers and do the same thing with this one. Again, just give it some texture. If you wanted to bring in, this is kind of why I like to have my, where did I put that thing? My beading tool, like this one, because you can come in and you can give it some twists, but you can do all this by hand too. Whatever you want to do. If you want to do it that way, you want to turn it backwards, whatever you want, just give it some texture. And while it's wet, it's just easier, and then it stays all crunchy when you're done because of the wet, because you had wet it, so when it stops it feels like crusty, like crispy, should I say. So I'm gonna mess with the rest of them, same as what you saw me doing. I'll make a few more and I'll be right back. Get rid of this mat. I did cut out my little branch and he's very brown, not dark enough, so what I'm gonna do is put some of that vintage photo down. And where's my little, and there's some orange still on here and stuff, so that's fine. I'm just gonna kind of get some color on this branch, just make it a little bit darker. I couldn't find my really dark paper that I really liked. It darkened it up a little bit. Hopefully you can tell the difference there. So I'm gonna move that to the side, and we just have to put our flowers together. They're already drying. And I was just thinking, this branch has all these different color flowers because this is a magic tree, okay, you guys? It just puts out different colors. Alright. Oh, they look pretty already. Okay, well, we have not stuck these down, so we definitely need to do that. Since they're already drying, I used to just use like my close to my heart glue, my favorite glue, the glossy. Do I still have some sitting here? Is that it? Oh my gosh. You guys, liquid glass. Let me see if it hasn't completely closed up. This is just another one of my favorite glues, so if this works, I will be very happy. It is, well, closed up at the tip, but maybe it's not dried out. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. Only because it has that little nozzle, but you can use like your tacky glue like I just showed, but since I just found this, why not? So all I do is come in, add some glue in the middle or on the back of the other piece that you're going to bring in and squish that down. And then the next one. Again, like this one, I'll put on the back and stick it down. Now, I'm just going to hold this for a little while until it stays, but I will do the same with the rest of them. And then I was thinking, I guess maybe I should use this. I still have this blue Ocean Melissa Francis glitter sitting in front of me. Her glass glitter. But I was thinking about using colors that are more kind of like what's in here, but that's okay. So I'm going to put some of this down and just get a little of this. I don't want to pour too much, so I think what I'm going to do is use my little diamond press tool lid here as a little scoop. Oh, I like that. I like it. Okay, I'm going to stick that down and let that dry. And I'm going to do the same thing for all the other flowers, and I will be right back. Hopefully you kind of see what I was doing. I know I panned way up just so you can see my surface over here, but let's do one more just in case. Super easy. Just put your glue. And by the way, this close to my heart glue is basically this stuff. What's it? Glossy Accents? Is it Glossy Accents? Or what's the other one called? Yeah, I guess it is Glossy Accents. They're very similar. And then one more. And this stuff dries fast. That's another reason I used to get this all the time. And I have plenty of bottles of it. I think I have some more up behind me and some storage over here. Let's see. I just put that down. And again, it doesn't take long for it to stick. And then I'll put that down. And I'll grab myself a little scoop of glass glitter. But you can put a hole through it and put maybe a brad or just like a little gem or nothing, you know, if you don't want to do anything. And as I'm working on this, I was like, yeah, I don't know what I want to do with this. It's kind of boring too. So I'm going to get this piece of lace that I used a little while ago for something else. And I'm going to cut a piece off and see what I can do with it. I did want to find, I have some Tim Holtz like super cool. I'm going to cut this edge off because this edge like makes it curl. It's like a die that makes like a little tattered looking thing, and I thought that would have been cute, but I can't find it. So, not gonna happen today. Let me move these things. Maybe I'll stick something like this down. Right? Yeah, why not? Okay. So I'm gonna use the liquid glass. Just get it on here over here and there. And you can pat this on the back of your hand. Whatever you gotta do to make this stick is fine. I mean, that's how I do it. And I'm just gonna stick this down, and then I'm gonna wait a little bit, and then I'm gonna trim off the edge, okay? So I will be right back. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just kind of style this on here. But let me trim away this excess lace real quick. And you know what? I forgot I brought out those butterflies, but at the same time I had my little bird, and I'm gonna use my little bird stark white as he is. Just leave him that way. I remember I cut him out the other day just to show that he comes from the Diamond Press set that what's it called? The auto ship. Sorry guys for the marquee. And he does not match up with the stamp on purpose. Obviously the designs are different, but so I was kind of curious about that. And that's where he comes from, and I'm going to use him because he's already cut out and he's here. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on the back of this little guy. And Just gonna start off the side here. And I think what I'm gonna do is stick him down first, maybe. Oopsie. He doesn't actually have to be on the branch, because by the time we mess with this, you might not even tell that there's a branch or that, you know what I'm saying, he's just sitting there. But, you know, just kind of play with your flowers and see where you think you might want to put them. Something like that. I don't know. Yeah, why not? Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue on the backs of these. Obviously, we haven't even put on our card base yet, but that's okay. Put that there. Put this one here. And hopefully you see what I'm talking about as far as the flowers. Like, they get crispy. I don't know if you can hear that. I guess you probably can't. But so pretty. I always like adding water. It just gives it a whole other dimension. I'm going to put that there. We have our little stark white bird. I'm going to hold these things down and hopefully they dry soon and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm almost done here. I just have the stamp set and I'm just looking through a bunch of stamp sets because I'm like, what do I put on here as a sentiment? I don't know. We have Amazing As What You Are. I do like As the Sun Colors Flowers, so does Art Color Life, which would be really cute for this one, but I don't really want to put that here. I feel like it's going to be like, ugh. So I think I'm going to do this Creativity Takes Courage. This stamp set is Woodware Clear Magic Singles, and it is called You're Perfect, and I love You're Perfect Just Like Me. I think that's really fun. It has a lot of fun sentiments on here. But I'm going to do this little trick I've been doing recently, and where I just take this, where is my block? Oh yeah, I put it away. I have such a huge pile right here because creativity, that's what happens. I have a pile of a bunch of stuff here. Oh, and you know what? Let me see if I can just use that crayon. Now if you stamp this, it's going to be okay, but it's not going to be that noticeable. I hope you know what I mean. Like if I stamp it, it just kind of, some of that will stick. So we have to wet it. But I don't want to wet it too much because I don't like doing that either. So I'm just going to give it a little squirt. And hopefully that's enough to activate that ink. And I'm just going to stamp that. Hey, okay. And, ooh, don't want to touch it quite yet because it's a little bit wet. Ooh, these are my fabric scissors. No, no, girl. Put that away. All right. So since this is kind of long and not quite how I want it, I should have not gotten so close to those words there, but that's okay. What I like to do is kind of cut this down, and if it was a couple rows, I would cut rows of pieces. It doesn't matter, do it if you want, but I'm going to do Creativity. I'm going to cut that. And then I'm going to take some of my Zig markers. I'm just going to grab one that's the 0.3. That part doesn't really matter that much. And just put some little lines on here. Sometimes I put dots. You know. A dot there. Nope, see, that one. I moved that, I didn't mean to do that. And I'll do the same thing to this one. And what I'll do is stick those down with pop dots somewhere. And I'll make this up. I was thinking about putting it both over here because that's kind of weird. Maybe it has to be down here, huh? I think it does have to be down here. I'll use my 3D glue gel to stick that down, and then I will put this probably on a card base that's probably like a brown or card. Maybe, you know what? No, I want to mat it with some of this. Some green Centura Pearl. And then on top of that, I'll put it on top of like craft cardstock so that green is barely sticking out on the edge. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully it'll encourage you to bring out your Distress crayons, use them in a few different ways, and just have fun with it. You know, hope you like the card. I just kind of went with it, and whatever happened, happened, and here we are. So thanks for watching, guys. If I have any links in the description box, they will be there. You know, some of these things are pretty old, so I don't know if they're still around or not, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.